There are over 3.5 million apps available to download in the Google Play Store and 2.2 million apps in the Apple Store. With all that competition, it can be tough to differentiate your app from the dozens like it. Now, I know that you've done a lot of work to make sure that your app is really cool and perfectly targeted to your audience. That will go a long way in helping your app stand out. But you can't just rely on launching it to the store and hoping for tons and tons of downloads. You'll need to run ads to promote your app. But what kind of campaign should you run and where should you advertise? If you want to learn how you can use app install campaigns on Google to get results, keep watching. Hi, my name is Morgan from Life Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses grow. Today we'll be talking about app install campaigns in Google. I'll cover why you should run app campaigns on Google, the different types of app campaigns you can run, how the campaigns work and best practices, and I'll show you how to set everything up in Google. So what are app install campaigns? An app install campaign is a targeted way to get more downloads of your app from the Google Play Store. These campaigns use different targeting and bidding strategies than the other campaign types, specifically chosen to help you reach those app and game goals. Unlike for most other campaigns, you don't need to create dozens and dozens of ads, take the time to A/B test them all, and slowly whittle away until you find the most effective ad. Google will do it for you, actually. Google creates a variety of ads for different formats using a combination of text, images, videos, and assets from your App Store listing. These are then used to test different combinations to figure out which ads are performing the best. Google will use these results to prioritize showing the best performing versions. If you want to go this route, and I highly recommend that you do, be sure to create good quality assets at the beginning. Google recommends you provide at least one landscape image, one portrait video, one landscape video, and HTML5 assets if applicable. The good news is this doesn't have to be expensive. If you don't have the equipment or know-how and don't have the budget to hire someone to do high-quality photo and video, look for stock options and put it together yourself. Or see if one of your employees has a hidden talent for videography and a possible new and exciting job. You can make it work. So let's talk about where those ads are displayed when you choose an app install campaign. You might be wondering where your ads will show up once you launch them. Could my ad pop up if someone types your app category keyword in the search bar on Google? Will your ad be on YouTube? What about on websites? The answer to all of those questions is yes. Fortunately, your ads can show on any of Google's properties, including Google Search, Google Play, YouTube, the Google Display Network, AdMob, Discover on Google Search Partners, and this one is actually only currently available on Android phones in the English language setting. There are a lot of other places too. Google can't even name all of them. You can even advertise in other apps. So with all of those versions of Creative and all of those places to test the ad, Google works quickly to figure out which placements are performing the best and stop serving ads that aren't working. I call that a win-win. But here's a quick caveat regarding Apple iOS privacy settings, quoted from Google's website directly. Apple will soon implement new privacy policies for iOS 14 users. These may impact your iOS campaign performance in Google Ads. If you're participating in our beta or TROAS campaign on iOS, we recommend you pause these campaigns and revert to TCPA bidding, which means cost per acquisition. Let's talk about types of app install campaigns. App promotion as a goal has 3 campaign subtypes: app installs, app engagement, and app pre-registration, which is only available in Android. Each subtype focuses on different actions and bidding strategies. We'll go over those later in the video when I show you how to set up an app install campaign in Google Ads. First, let's talk about why app install campaigns are useful for small businesses. If you have an app or a game to promote, these are a no-brainer. But just in case you need convincing, here are a few reasons you should use them for your small business. The first reason is that Google automates creating your creative and runs A/B testing automatically. You don't have to spend thousands on ad creative and spend weeks doing A/B testing to find the right combination. The second reason is they're more cost-effective than most other app install options. Comparing cost per install, they're relatively affordable, beating out all social media networks. Globally, an install from the Google Play market costs just 44 cents, and in the US market, that price is $1.72. The third reason is your ad can show in millions of places around the web, including on YouTube and in other apps that allow advertising. So let's set up each app install campaign subtype together. Remember how I said there were 3 campaign subtypes when you choose app promotion as your goal? Well, each subtype uses a different bidding strategy and action, so you want to be sure you choose the right campaign for you. Here's a quick look at what each subtype does best. If you choose app installs, these ads encourage users to install your app. Google automates your targeting and bidding to help you get the best value from each download. You can get specific in your campaign targeting to find users based on their valuable actions, like in-app conversions. If you choose an app engagement campaign, your target audience for app engagement is users who have already downloaded your app. When they click your ad, they will visit a targeted landing page. This could either be a standalone page or it could be a page on your website. And if you choose app pre-registration, which is only available on Android, remember, you build excitement or awareness ahead of your app or game release date. Your ads will show on Google Play. You need to make your app or game available for pre-registration in your Play console before you can launch this ad type. But once you've done that and your ads are live, users will click on the ad and then are able to pre-register for the app or game from the Play Store. Let's move into setting up each subtype. I'm going to walk you through setting up each subtype so you know the specifics, how to use them well, and you know what assets you'll need to create. Let's start with app pre-registration campaigns. Pre-registration campaigns are used to drive awareness and anticipation for your upcoming app or game launch. Users will click on your ad and are taken to your Google Play Store where they can learn more about the app or game and sign up for notifications. Some users will have the option to automatically download your game as soon as it's released. When you launch your app or game, all pre-registered users will receive a push notification from Google Play to install it, and eligible devices will have the app or game auto-installed on the day that it launches. Let's look at how you can prepare for this pre-registration campaign. Before you can launch a pre-registration campaign, you need to be aware of a few requirements and guidelines. The first is Google recommends you release a test track and test your game prior to rollout, because you do have a time limit. Pre-registration campaigns can only last for 90 days after you launch them. After that, you need to launch your app. Your campaign will also end automatically. Number 2, prepare your app for review. I'll cover this in more detail in just a minute. Number 3, you must be ready to launch your app or game within 90 days of your pre-registration launch, like I mentioned before. Number 4, you can only advertise 2 apps or games using pre-registration at a time. And number 5, directly from Google again, we recommend setting up your pre-registration campaign when your app's declarations and configurations are as close to your intended production version as possible. This makes your app eligible for auto-install and also ensures that users who pre-register will receive a launch notification. So how do you prepare your app for review? Google checks all apps to make sure they're safe for users. You will provide information to Google on the app content page. I'll just go over what you need here. If you want specifics, you can learn more in the Google Help Center, or let me know and I'll create a video on it. You will need to add your privacy policy to share how you treat sensitive user and device data. You also need to declare whether or not your app contains ads. You'll need to provide and manage instructions on how to access restricted parts of your app and provide details about your app's target audience and content. You also need to describe how you intend to use any high-risk or sensitive permissions, such as SMS or call log permissions, and receive content ratings from official rating authorities. It's also a good idea to take a few extra steps to prepare for your pre-registration campaign by creating a complete store listing, making your app eligible for auto-install, driving traffic to your pre-registration URL using your other advertising channels, and by using Google Play's official pre-registration badge in your advertising and promotions. The next thing you need to do is specify which devices you support for pre-registration. The Play console will use your app's manifest to know which devices are okay and which are not. The third step is adding countries or regions in which you want your app to be available. These ads will show to the countries or regions where the user is registered on Google Play, not where they're physically located. The fourth thing you might want to do is offer users pre-registration rewards. Give users an in-app product for free after they pre-register for the release. Folks will get their free item after they tap the pre-registration button on the App Store listing and pre-register for the app. After you've specified the supported devices, chosen the countries you want your campaign to run in, and decided whether or not to offer a pre-registration reward, you're ready to start your campaign. So how do you set up a pre-registration campaign in Google? Well, first, just sign into Google Ads. In the page menu on the left, you'll click on Campaigns, and then click the plus button to add a new campaign. You'll choose App Promotion and then click App for your campaign type. Click App Pre-Registration. This is for Android only, remember. And look up your app name, package name, or publisher to verify that the app is available for pre-registration. Click Continue once you find it. In the campaign name field, enter a campaign name that makes sense to you. You'll then choose your location and language settings. Remember that your campaign will only show in countries where your app is available for pre-registration. Next, you'll want to make sure that you enter your daily budget. In the bidding section, enter the target cost per pre-registration, which is the average that you'd like to spend each time someone registers for your app. You'll click Save and Continue. In the Ad Group Name field, enter an ad group name that makes sense to you. Next, we'll get the assets ready. We'll enter multiple text ideas, images, videos, and other assets for your app campaign. You can add up to 5 headline ideas. There is a minimum of 2 headlines required, but you can add up to 5. You can add up to 5 descriptions, up to 20 images, up to 20 videos, and then you're done. Click Save and Continue. At this point, it's time to review your campaign summary and click Continue if everything looks okay. I've got Google's guidelines for your asset creation. Get ready to take a screenshot now. Let's move on to app install and app engagement campaigns. For app installs and app engagement, we'll follow the same process. Here's what that looks like. Again, you sign into your Google Ads, and from the left menu, click on Campaigns. Since we're creating a new campaign, we press the plus button. And for our campaign goal, we will also select App Promotion. But this time, for Subtype, you'll pick either App Installs or App Engagement. After you've made that decision, select your app's platform. You can search for your app name or the package name or the publisher and select the app from the list that appears. Google Ads can automatically count installations as conversions for Android apps in the Google Play Store, but you'll have to set up conversions for everything else. Click Continue, and in the campaign name field, add a name for your campaign. I always like to add that it's an app campaign, just so that I can find it more easily in the future. You will update any location or language settings, and remember that Google Ads does not translate your ads, so you should only target languages that match your ads. Select your daily average budget. Under Campaign Optimization, choose to optimize your campaign to the kind of user actions that you want to prioritize. You'll set your target bids. If you've chosen app install campaigns, you don't need to set a target bid. But if you're focusing on in-app actions or return on ad spend, then a target bid is required. You'll enter that now. Next, set the start and end dates for your campaign, click Save and Continue. Enter your ad group name, again choose one that makes sense to you. And under Ad Assets, add at least 2 headline ideas and 1 description. It's recommended to do up to 5 of each. Remember that you have the option to add up to 20 of each of the following: video, image, and HTML5. Once that's done, click Save and Continue, and you're done. Now you want to be sure that you set up conversions so that you can track how the campaign is doing. Google stresses this, and I agree 100%. You need to set up conversions for your campaigns. Google will automatically track conversions from the Google Play Store, but that's it. Google says, track more than just your primary goal, like when a user makes a purchase. Include everything that leads up to that conversion, even events that have been attributed to other channels. This will give Google Ads more data to identify patterns among valuable users. You must track conversions for your Android and iOS apps using one of these options: Google Analytics for Firebase, server-to-server tracking, third-party app analytics, or codeless conversion tracking with Google Play, which is on Android only. If you want a more advanced video on that topic, let me know in the comments. So that's how you set up app install campaigns. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope I took some of the mystery out of these app install campaigns for you. They're an excellent way to get a download where you can wow them and then convert them to a lifelong user. Do you have any questions about this campaign type or any other campaign type? Let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to help. Are you stuck on your app install campaign? I would love to brainstorm with you. Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our free weekly digital marketing content. I'll see you in an upcoming video. Happy marketing!